Oh, okay, yeah. My name is Lil G Rock. I'm from San Diego, California, born and raised. And as of now, I'm doing 280 years of life for 13 counts of bank robbery in San Diego, down at this state prison. And I'm doing this interview with my boy Tony. Yeah, so when I got this year first, yeah, I've been to Terminal Islands Federal Prison. I've been to USP Lompoc Federal Prison, and then I went to Leavenworth United States Federal Penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? So when I got there, it's a totally different ball game. See, besides like a state prison where I'm at now, it's like so you got the whites, you got the blacks, you got what I'm saying, you got the Crips and the Bloods. Most everybody really from California. You know what I'm saying, get into it. But when this is my first time in state prison right now. You know what I'm saying? My first rodeo, I was in a federal prison, like I just told you. See, when I got there, it was a whole different ball game. You know what I'm saying? It was like California together. If you equip your blood, you know what I'm saying? It's California. California is the state. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about what gang you from and all that. It's about what state you from. The Crips and the Bloods, we together. You know what I'm saying? Because we got other people trying to get at us, so we got to stick together. So it was different. See, when I arrived at Terminal Islands, that was like a federal correctional institution. That was like a level 3. It was cool. It was like Disneyland. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Like for older people. You know what I'm saying? First time crimies. You know what I'm saying? But for me, you know what I'm saying? I was a wild, young rider. You know what I'm saying? I was bucking against the system. You know what I'm saying? Going up with the CEOs. You know what I'm saying? And finally, I got kicked out. They kicked my ass out, man. So my points jacked up. So when your point...
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
See, when your points jacked up, you get out of there, you know what I'm saying? Because I got into it with the CEOs in the town hall, and they had to, you know what I'm saying, tussle me down, you know what I'm saying, because I was rushing with them, you know what I'm saying? And they cuffed me down, jumped on me, and sent me to the hole and jacked my points up. And when my points got jacked up, they shot me to my first time arriving there, Lompoc, USP. Lompoc, United States Federal Penitentiary. That's like a level 4. Dangerous, wild prison, you know what I'm saying? And I never thought, I've seen nothing like that. When I got there, it was wild. Super wild, you know what I'm saying? It was like, it ain't no fish fights jumping off in there. Everybody had to have a knife. You had to have a knife. And people was getting murdered. Lompoc had 20-something murders that year. 20 people some got killed that year in one prison, You know what I'm saying? And it was wild. You know what I'm saying? And people get, so when I get out there, I was only like 22 years old, seeing all this stuff. First time I got there, you know what I'm saying? I've seen a dude get stabbed like 20 times. And then we get into it with the DC. One time it was a show with, you know what I'm saying, Yo-Yo the rapper, the female, that broad Yo-Yo with Ice Cube, you know what I'm saying? She came up there, and it was a little performance, you know what I'm saying? So it was the Crips and the Bloods, and we was up there thick, you know what I'm saying? And then it jumped off with the Crips and the Bloods, you know what I'm saying? I jumped off stage, and we was rumbling, you know what I'm saying? And Yo-Yo, you know what I'm saying? With people getting killed there, you know what I'm saying? And it was crazy. And before that, after that happened, we had to go back to our building. You know what I'm saying? You could throw cut the kitchen with a knife. We get back there, you know what I'm saying? It jumped off again. You know what I'm saying? And then my homeboy, he pulled out his knife, and another dude, you know what I'm saying? He pulled out his knife, and they were sword fighting, bam, bam. You know what I'm saying? They kind of hurt each other. And I'm looking at this stuff like, wow, this stuff is crazy. And then my homeboy hit the other dude, you know what I'm saying? Bam, hit him and knocked him out. And then I seen one of my partners run up on him and pull out his knife and started stabbing him like bam, bam, stabbing him while he was knocked out on the ground. And I'm stunned, you know what I'm saying? The police is running all up in there, you know what I'm saying? They running past everybody. They were just saying, get all the bodies that's on the ground. They was pulling bodies out, dragging them out. One dude, they were trying to resuscitate him to bring him back to life, you know what I'm saying? And they was, imagine, it's no guns in the federal penitentiary. Tried to build it, there's no guns, you know what I'm saying? See, like state prison, they always got the gun on us. On the yard, in the day room, but in the federal penitentiary, there's no guns inside the building, you know what I'm saying? So man, my boy coming to kill you, you're a dead man, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Because the police, they got to worry about making it home to their wives each day coming in that prison, you know what I'm saying? So they stabbing him up, bam, bam, and I'm tripping out. I'm like, wow, finally they locked us up. They got us all locked up. And you know what I'm saying? Now they said we got to go to town hall. So now we finna go to town. So when we get to the town, we eating. We see these other, you know what I'm saying, down moves. They leave out the kitchen first, and they go to the dorm. So we know they probably plotting, scheming something on us, right? So, you know what I'm saying, all the homies, we get them together, you know what I'm saying? And you being Christian brothers, you just don't get into it like this in federal prison, you know what I'm saying? This is something that accidentally happened, you know what I'm saying? With the yo-yo situation. So when we make it to the dorm, they was out there waiting with bars and weight bars and all type of stuff. So soon we hit the yard, bam, it was on. You know, they rushed us. We locking up, bam, 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 boom, boom. We locking up. The police still ain't shooting their guns. You know what I'm saying? And then next time I'm locking it up with one dude, boom. And his homeboy came around and hit me with a wakeboard, bam, in my back. I fell to my knees, you know what I'm saying? And then I got up and I booked where my homeboy was at, you know what I'm saying? And then next, you know, the big goon squad, they all in their fatigue and all in their masks and all that stuff, and with the spray, and laid everybody down. So when they laid us down, they escorted everybody back to their building. You know what I'm saying? So they telling us like this, y'all up out of here, you know what I'm saying? They locked everybody, y'all send us all into the hole. You know what I'm saying? And they said, we shipping you guys all up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all up out of here. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying? And that we was all in a hole, and they were shipping people out. You know, they're telling people they going to Leavenworth, they telling people they going to Lewisburg, they telling people they going to Colorado. You know what I'm saying? It was wild. You know what I'm saying? And usually D.C., you know what I'm saying? In California, they don't get it. You know, you know what I'm saying? They get along when they gotta get along, but if anything jump, you know what I'm saying, we gonna bring it to them, you know what I'm saying? But I had one partner, Tony, right, you know what I'm saying? He was from D.C. Dude liked me, you know what I'm saying? He was cool, and I liked him. Dude, you know what I'm saying? He had his hand in the game and everything, right, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't know he probably did something back in Lorton when he was in other prison, you know what I'm saying, in Washington, D.C., when he was up there, right? But check this out, Tony, you know what I'm saying? When I went to the hole one time, I had got drunk like a mug. I was drunk, you know what I'm saying? So I was drinking that hooch. I was faded, you know what I'm saying? And they locked my ass up and sent me to the hole for a minute and detoxed until I got cool. And then I was in the hole, and then my homeboy, he hollered in the hole. He said, G-Rob. I'm like, what's happening? He said, you heard about your boy, J.D.? I'm like, nah, man, what's happening? He said, he had to leave the planet. I'm like, what you mean he had to leave the planet? He's gone. I'm like, what? So I found out when I get out the hole, you know what I'm saying, what happened, you know what I'm saying? Because my homeboy, they really didn't like me messing with this dude, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? But I messed with him, you know what I'm saying? They didn't trip, right? But his homeboy, they always wanted to get him, but they never messed with him because they knew that was my partner. And they knew if they did something to him, I was going to help him. Then I had a gang of homies that was going to back me up. So they just left him alone. But when I went to the hole, that's when they made their move on him. They went to go ask one of the big homies. Is JD with y'all? You know, they didn't like him anyway. He was from DC. They like, hell no, he ain't with us. You know what I'm saying? So him and another DC boy, they went in the closet and they had a knife fight. See, when you in the federal penitentiary, it ain't no fist fight. It's knife play. You go get your knife, I go get my knife, and we going.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
You go get your knife, I go get my knife, and we go in this room and we handle it. So him and JD, you know, they went up in the room and they was knife fighting. Bam, bam, bam.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
You know, they were stabbing each other up. So when JD trying to leave out the room, the big boy named Outlaw, he pushed him in from his back. So when he pushed him in, the old boy, Bob, he hit him in the back with the knife, stabbed him 27 times and left him dead in the closet. You know what I'm saying? And the police came, you know, seeing a dude walk by the closet and said, hey, I think he's dead. He said, is he dead? Check. He said, he's dead. And they pushed the button, you know what I'm saying, and rolled him out. But, you know what I'm saying, see, that's how I was in the federal penitentiary, you know what I'm saying, and it was wild. See, it was, like I said, it was no night fights. And it was like California against everybody, you know what I'm saying? And them DC boys, you know what I'm saying, they was real wild boys, you know what I'm saying? And we had to go at them, you know what I'm saying? And with the drugs is real big in there too. One time, you know what I'm saying, I heard stories in there. One time, this boy went to go get some drugs one time, and he took long to get it out. So, man, you say they went inside his cell and got it out and cut his stomach open and took the dope out of his stomach and left him dead right there, you know? It was wild. I'm like, yeah, man, it was so many stabbings and killings going on up in there. I was like, You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I was thinking if I was ever make it home, you know? And then that's when we got into that ride with the yo-yo thing, man. That's when they shot me to USP Leavenworth. You know, you heard of Leavenworth, right?
Absolutely, I have.
Yeah, yeah, Leavenworth, you know what I'm saying? That was a vicious prison. When I got up there, you know what I'm saying? Now, we got into some stuff up there with the boys up there. One time, this boy he tried to come. He got into another thing with another partner of mine up in another prison in Colorado. They got into some stuff up there, right? Now, remind you, the same dude I'm going to tell you about, he the same dude that murdered my boy JD in the Lompoc Federal Penitentiary, right? So finally, years later, when I'm in Leavenworth, and he was in Colorado, they got into a riot out there, you know what I'm saying? And they kicked him out that prison, and then they shot him down to where I was at, right? So, you know, so when that jumped,
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
he tried to get into it with another homie down there, with another crip. Talking about they can't be on the same joint for the stuff that happened in Colorado. So we like, what? He gonna try to come tell us that? You know, we young guys. We ain't playing. We ain't doing no fish fighting. We made him think like we was. You know what I'm saying? We fit cool. We already know. So we told him, oh boy, nigga, here with this dude right here. You know what I'm saying? He took my other partner out anyway. I want his cap brought to him anyway. You know what I'm saying? So we told the homie, we're going to strap you up, you know? I work in the corridor anyway, you know? So I could go in between out the metal detectors. So me and my other partner, we went in and got a strap for my boy. You know what I'm saying? My boy brought the strap out. He had a strap. I'm talking about like a strap about like 8-9 inches. You know what I'm saying? With a handle on it. You know what I'm saying? It was real beefy. You know what I'm saying? So the homeboy gave it to him, and then they all met down there in the gym. Now, the gym is like one way in and one way out. So all the DCs and the Crips, they went downstairs to the gym. So, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't stay there, you know, because I had a job, you know what I'm saying? So I had to stay up front. But we know it's about to go down. You know what I'm saying? Before you know it, we sitting in the kitchen, we hear the bills go up. We know it's cracking. The homie was down there getting with him, you know what I'm saying? The story I was told, they said they started fighting, locking up, bam, bam, you know what I'm saying? Exchanging blows. And then the homeboy he had the strap in his coat sleeve, you know? You know, he had it here in his coat sleeve. So when they was locking up, fighting, with the other hand, he snatched him by the shirt. And then in his other hand, he let that knife drop. And he was just bringing it to him, hitting him with that knife. Bam, bam, and just stabbed him. His homeboy, they was hollering, man, stop. He's killing him. You know what I'm saying? But he should have had that talking all that junk before, talking about who can't be here, who can't be there. You know what I'm saying? So finally it stopped. You know what I'm saying? He stabbed him up. And they locked us all up. They locked us up all in the hole for a while, you know what I'm saying? But the old boy, you know what I'm saying, he was stabbing. He's paralyzed in one arm, you know what I'm saying? Stabbed him up, decent. You know what I'm saying? I went wild, man. It was crazy. Then you got these other, you got the mafiosos in there, the cartels, the families. You know what I'm saying? You got big time dudes in there that murdered. You got some big time dudes in there. You know what I'm saying? So when I was up in there, you know what I'm saying, I seen people get stabbed, get their heads chopped off, get stabbed 27 times, get threw off tears. You know what I'm saying? And in the USPs, you got people from all over the world. You know what I'm saying? You know the people that blew up the World Trade Center the first time? I used to eat right next to them. They used to eat right next to us. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy. I'm like, you seeing everybody. You seeing Cubans. You seeing everybody. You know what I'm saying? You see people like me and you from Cuba. I didn't even know what they was, talking fast Spanish. You know what I'm saying? It was tripping me out. Jamaicans, everybody up there. You know what I'm saying? And it was like crazy. You know, when I first got up here, man, it was like 1995. You know, 1995. In the 94, 95. When I got there, and when I first got there, it seemed calm and cool, man. You know what I'm saying? They had the movie theater in there. People getting murdered in the police. In the movie theater, one time, Tony, it was this boy. He got into it with with one dude, right? He stabbed him up. You know what I'm saying? He had two knives strapped to his hands, and he was stabbing them to the police. You know what I'm saying? And then when they tried to take him to the hole, they said, "Give me your knives." He said, "Nah, I'll give you my knives when I get to the hole." You know what I'm saying? See, they didn't have guns in the building. You know what I'm saying? So when he get to the hole, he give him his knives. You know? It was wild, man. It used to trip me out when I was up there, man. That's politics up there like that. You know what I'm saying? It's state against state. You know what I'm saying? And then when they shipped us all out, Some of the homeboys went to Lewisburg. See, when they got to Lewisburg, you know what I'm saying, they said, man, soon we get off the bus, they had to handle their business because they know the DC dudes were going to try to get with them. So soon they get off the bus, they had to go at them. They had to get up off the yard. You know what I'm saying? So the best way to do it, soon we get off the bus, we get at these dudes. Soon as they got off the bus, they was at them. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they told us. They said, yeah, G-Run, soon get on with it, get at them. And, you know, some of them made them back down to level where I was at, you know. And, you know what I'm saying? So California had to stick together. The Crips and the Bloods. It ain't all that racial stuff like our state prison, you know what I'm saying? State prison is a whole different thing like that up here, you know. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You don't, it's different, you know what I'm saying? Mexicans and blacks, they have riots like that. See, in the federal prison, Mexicans and blacks, it ain't riots like that, you know what I'm saying? It's against states, Cali, D.C., Cali, Texas, you know what I'm saying? Like, all like that, you know? But when I was up there in Lompoc, you know, it was like, we was like 200-300 deep, you know what I'm saying, Crips. We was deep, and we was pushing the cold one, you know what I'm saying? Everybody had to stay strapped. They had drugs, they had liquor, we getting drunk. If you get drunk in there, you know what I'm saying? They had breathalyzers. They was walking around with breathalyzers in there, you know what I'm saying? Pulling you over, go in there. You're drunk. They said you get a drunk tank. They let you go to a drunk tank room where you go cool out in. You know what I'm saying? You get cool out in. You get drunk. You come back. You know what I'm saying? Get no grind up. You know what I'm saying? And they got it going on up in there. So that's the politics up in there, man. You know what I'm saying? States, D.C. and California like that, you know. Yeah, man. And then after that, man, when I went to Leavenworth, Tony, man, I went through all that, and I told you about the situation with my wife, you know what I'm saying, what she did and being all that, and I got over that. And then when I finally in 1998, you know what I'm saying, I left all that federal prison stuff alone, and I made it back to the streets, you know what I'm saying? And then I started, you know what I'm saying, I started doing my thing again.